just one moment, you and all things change.
Here, the faith was not free.
Mogli smo nedeljom na misu
We were allowed to go to Holy Mass on Sundays,
i to je bilo to što smo mogli.
and that was it. That was what we could do.
A ostali religijski život je bio samo u obiteljima.
And the rest of the religious life was taking place at home.
Roditelji su nas učili moliti
Our parents taught us to pray,
i molili smo krunicu svako večer zajedno.
and we prayed Holy Rosary every evening together.
Ali nam nisu mnogo pričali o vjeri,
But they haven't been talking about the faith much,
jer su se bojali
because they were afraid
da ćemo mi kao djeca pričati o tome u školi,
that as kids we're gonna speak about it in school,
onda oni mogu imati probleme.
and then they could have problems.
Tako da ja nikada nisam čula za Lourdes, za Fatimu,
That is why I have never before heard about Lourdes nor Fatima.
ja nisam znala da Gospa može doći na zemlju.
I didn't knew that Our Lady could come here to earth in such way.
Ja sam mislila ona je na nebu i mi se molimo.
I thought that she is up in the heaven and we pray to her.
Kad mi je Ivanka rekla da ona misli da je Gospa na brdu,
When Ivanka told me that she thinks that Our Lady is up in the hill,
ja sam joj onako malo drsko odgovorila.
I was kind of rude. I've had a rude response.
Rekla sam joj, ona nema ništa drugo da radi,
I told her, right, she hasn't got smarter things to do,
došla je nama dvijema.
and she came to two of us.
I ostavila sam je tu
And I left her there,
i htjela sam se vratiti u selo.
and I wanted to return to village.
Ali kad sam došla blizu prvih kuća,
But when I got to the first houses,
ja sam osjetila u sebi poziv.
I felt this call within me,
I morala sam se vratiti nazad.
and I had to return back.
I kad sam se vratila,
And when I got there,
vidjela sam Ivanku na istom mjestu.
I saw Ivanka standing at the very same spot.
I ona mi je rekla, pogledaj sada, molim te.
And she told me, look at now, please.
I ja sam vidjela ženu u dugoj sivoj haljini,
And I saw a woman in a long grayish gown
kako drži dijete u naručju.
that's holding baby in her arms.
Sve je bilo jako čudno,
Everything was really strange
jer na brdo nije niko išao,
because no one went to the hill,
a pogotovo ne u dugoj haljini sa bebom u naručju.
especially not a person in a long gown with the baby in her arms.
I ja sam u tom momentu osjetila sve emocije koje postoje.
And at that very moment, I felt all the emotions that are possible that we're able to feel.
I strah, ljepotu, nerazumijevanje.
Fright, beauty, not being able to comprehend,
I u meni
fear.
je pobjedilo da bježim.
And what was the most intensive one was this need for me to get out of that place, to go away.
I ja sam pobjegla kući.
And I ran back home.
Kad sam došla kući, našla sam baku
When I got home, I found my grandmother,
i odmah sam joj rekla da ja mislim da sam vidjela Gospu.
and I told her straight away, Granny, I think I saw Our Lady up in the hill.
Ona mi je rekla, ti uzmi krunicu, idi u svoju sobu, moli Boga.
She told me, go take Holy Rosary and go to your room and pray.
Pusti Gospu gdje jeste.
Leave Our Lady to be where she is.
Ja nisam imala snagu da se objašnjavam sa njom.
I haven't had strength to go into conversation with her to explain her everything.
Ja sam htjela biti sama u molitvi,
I just wanted to be alone in prayer,
jer sam samo tako imala mir.
because that was the only way I had peace.
Sutradan sam pomagala svojim ujacima,
Following day, I was helping my uncles,
kao i svaki dan prije,
like every day before that.
ali kad je bilo vrijeme kad sam vidjela Gospu dan prije,
But when that when that moment, when I saw Our Lady a day before,
ja sam ponovo osjetila poziv.
I felt this calling again.
I rekla sam svojim ujacima da moram ići ispod brda,
And I told my uncles that I had to go underneath the hill
jer mene nešto zove.
because something's been calling me.
Kad smo došli ispod brda,
When we got there,
već je skoro pola ovoga sela podbrda bilo ispod brda.
there was nearly a half of the village there already.
Jer sa svakim od vidioca je neko pošao.
Because with every visionary, someone came.
Mi smo vidjeli Gospu na istom mjestu.
We saw Our Lady at the very same place.
Samo ovaj put nije imala dijete u naručju.
Just this time, she wasn't carrying baby in her arms.
I taj dan, 25.6.81. godine,
And that day, 25th of June 1981,
je bio prvi put da smo došli k njoj.
was the first day when we got to her.
Ona nam se predstavila,
She represented herself.
rekla je: djeco moja, ne bojte se,
She told us, my dear children, don't be afraid.
ja sam kraljica mira.
I am the Queen of Peace.
I tako su počela naša svakodnevna
And
ukazanja.
that is how our everyday apparition started.
Vrlo kratko smo imali ukazanja na brdu,
For a short while, we had the apparitions at the hill.
jer kao što sam rekla, to je bilo vrijeme komunizma.
And as I said earlier, it was the time of communism.
Odmah za nekoliko dana je došla policija sa psima
Shortly after, the police with dogs came
i opkolili su brdo.
and they surrounded the hill.
Ko bi išao na brdo, išao bi u zatvor.
Everyone that would head over would eventually end up in prison.
Ali tih prvih dana Gospa je pokazala nekoliko čuda.
But in those first days, Our Lady showed some miracles.
Tako da su skoro svi u selu nešto vidjeli.
So nearly everyone from the village saw something.
Na primjer, odmah su bila dva čudesna ozdravljenja.
For example, there were two miraculous healings straight away.
Onda je nestajao križ na Križevcu
Then the cross on Cross Mountain was disappearing,
i pokazivala se Gospa odjevena u bijelo.
and Our Lady appeared instead, dressed in white.
I to su vidjeli mještani.
And that is what the locals have seen.
Daću vam jedan primjer kakva je bila ta situacija.
I'm going to give you one example how that situation was.
Mi koji smo odrasli u komunizmu,
Us that been brought up in communism,
a kako sam govorila juče,
and as I said yesterday,
naučili smo šutiti.
we learned how to be silent.
Manje kažeš, bolje ti je.
The fewer words you say, it's better for you.
Tako kad je nestajao križ na Križevcu,
So when the cross was disappearing at Cross Mountain,
svi su šutili i gledali.
everybody was silent and they just looked at it.
Ali jedan momak tada je imao 25 godina,
But one young man, he was 25 at that time,
on nije mogao od emocija šutiti.
he wasn't able to be silent because of the emotions he felt.
I on je rekao: pogledajte, nema križa, sad je Gospa.
And he said, look, there's no longer cross up there, but Our Lady is instead.
I otišao je 6 mjeseci u zatvor.
And he was sentenced to prison for 6 months.
Takva je bila tada situacija.
That was the situation like.
Onda je pisalo na nebu mir.
And then the word mir was inscribed on the sky, mir, peace.
U to vrijeme Fra Jozo je bio župnik.
At that time, Father Jozo was our parish priest,
I kad je došla policija k njemu
and when the police came to him
da mu kaže da zatvori crkvu,
to tell him to close the church
jer mise su zabranjene,
because the holy masses were forbidden,
on je rekao: ja sam sa svojim očima vidio,
he said, I saw with my very own eyes
kako piše na nebu,
that the word
mir.
mir is inscribed on the sky,
I ja ne mogu zatvoriti crkvu.
and I can't close the church.
A vi ćete sa mnom učiniti svakako što želite.
And anyway, you're gonna do with me what you want.
I on je poslije završio u zatvoru.
And he ended up in prison.
Ali mještani videći to sve,
But the locals seeing all of that,
poznavajući nas kao djecu,
knowing us as the kids,
oni su nam povjerovali i pomagali.
they trusted us and they helped us.
Mi smo imali ukazanje svako večer na drugom mjestu.
We had an apparition every evening at a different spot.
Ja sam tako svakodnevna ukazanja imala do Božića 82. godine.
So I had everyday apparitions like that until the Christmas of 1982.
Tad sam dobila 10. tajnu
That is when Our Lady entrusted me the 10th secret.
i rekla da ja više neću imati svakodnevna ukazanja.
And she told me that I'm not gonna have any longer everyday's apparition.
Rekla je da će to biti jedan put godišnje,
She told me that it's gonna be once a year,
svakog 18.3. dok sam živa.
every 18th of March as long as I live.
A isto tako je rekla da će imati izvanredna
But
ukazanja.
she also said that I'm gonna have extraordinary apparitions as well.
I ta su ukazanja počela 2. augusta 87.
And those apparitions started on the 2nd of August 1987.
Traju i dan danas,
And they're going on till this day.
a ja ne znam dokad ću ih imati.
And I don't know how long I'm gonna have them.
Ta su ukazanja i molitva za nevjernike.
Those apparitions are also a prayer for unbelievers.
Gospa nikad ne kaže nevjernici,
Our Lady, though Our Lady never calls them that way,
jer ako ti kažeš za nekoga da je nevjernik,
because if you say for someone, for one, that you're an unbeliever,
ti si ga osudio,
you judged him, you condemned him.
a Gospa nikad ne sudi.
And Our Lady never does that.
Ona kaže, oni koji još nisu osjetili ljubav Božju.
She says the ones that have not yet discovered the love of God.
I ona traži našu pomoć.
And she's asking our help.
Kad ona kaže našu pomoć,
When she says our help,
ona ne misli samo na nas 6 vidioca.
she doesn't mean just the 6 of us, 6 visionaries.
Ona misli na pomoć svih onih koji osjećaju nju kao svoju majku.
She thinks of the help of everyone that feels her as their mother.
Jer ona kaže da mi možemo promijeniti nevjernike,
Because she says that we can change non-believers.
ali samo s našom molitvom i samo s našim primjerom.
But just with our prayers and with our examples.
Ona traži da u svoje svakodnevne molitve stavimo na prvo mjesto molitve za njih.
She asks from us to put in our daily prayers in the first place prayer for them.
Jer većina ružnih stvari koje se dešavaju u svijetu
Because most of these ugly things that happen in the world
dolazi od njih.
comes from them.
I zato Gospa kaže,
And that is why Our Lady says,
kad vi molite za njih,
when you pray for them,
vi molite za vas i za vašu budućnost.
you pray for yourself and for your future.
Osim molitve, ona traži naš primjer.
Apart from prayer, she asks for our examples.
Ona ne traži od nas pridike.
She doesn't want us to preach.
Ona traži da mi našim životom pričamo.
She asks from us to speak with our own lives.
Da nevjernici vide u nama Boga i ljubav Božju.
That non-believers can see in us God and the love of God.
Ja bih vas zamolila da to pokušate shvatiti najozbiljnije.
I would kindly ask of you to understand this in the most serious way.
Jer kad biste samo jednom vidjeli suze koje ona ima u svojim očima radi nevjernika,
Because if you would be able to see the tears of Our Lady just once, the tears that she's got because of non-believers,
ja sam sigurna da biste molili sa svim srcem.
I'm sure that you would pray with all of your heart.
Jer ona kaže da je ovo vrijeme odluka.
Because she says that this is the time of great decisions.
I kaže da je na nama koji kažemo da smo djeca Božja,
And she says that it's up to us that say that we're the children of God,
da je na nama velika odgovornost.
that there is a great responsibility upon us.
Kad ona traži molitvu za nevjernike,
When she asks for prayer for non-believers,
ona bi željela da pokušamo na njezin način.
she would like us to try it in her way.
A to bi bilo kako sam ja razumjela,
And that would be the way I understood it.
prvo osjetiti ljubav za njih.
First, to feel the love for them.
Osjetiti ih kao svoju braću i sestre koji nisu bili sretni kao mi da upoznaju ljubav Božju.
Feel them as our brothers and sisters that weren't lucky enough as we have to feel the love of God.
Tek kad to osjetimo možemo moliti za njih.
Then when we feel that, we'll be able to pray for them.
nikada ne suditi i ne kritizirati.
Never judge, never condemn, never criticize.
Jednostavno voljeti ih,
Simply just to love them,
moliti za njih
pray for them,
i dati svoj primjer.
and give your own example.
Naš primjer mnogo govori,
Our example tells a lot,
jer svi mi imamo nevjernika.
because we all have non-believer.
Ili u kući, ili blizu kuće, ili na
Whether in
poslu.
our house or somewhere nearby at the place where we work.
I taj nevjernik gleda nas i naš život.
And that non-believer looks at us and at our life.
I mi se trebamo zapitati da li u nama vidi Boga i ljubav Božju.
And we got to ask ourselves whether is the love and the love of God is what they see in us.
Ja ću dati jedan simpatičan primjer.
I'm going to give you a nice example.
Jedno večer kad sam došla na misu u Međugorju,
One evening when I got the Holy Mass in Medjugorje,
naša crkva je bila puna,
our church was crowded,
a ja ne mogu stajati.
and I'm not able to stand
I,
for a long time.
I vidjela sam malo mjesta u jednoj klupi
And I saw this little space in one of the benches,
i sjela sam.
and I sat down.
A tu su sjedili naša braća iz Italije.
And there were our brothers and sisters from Italy over there.
I kad sam ja sjela,
And when I sat down,
svi su se počeli derat na mene.
they started to yelling and complaining.
Vi znate kako su naša braća i sestre iz Italije temperamentni.
You know how temperament our brothers and sisters from Italy are.
I svi su govorili, ustani se, ovo je naša klupa.
And they all said, get up, this is our bench.
Mi smo prvi
We
došli.
got here first.
Puno riječi u jednoj sekundi.
So many words in just 1 second.
I ja sam se ustala i šutila.
And I got up and I was silent.
Onda je došla jedna gospođa
And then one lady approached me
i ona me prepoznala
and she recognized
i
me
rekla njima da sam ja jedna od vidioca.
and told them that I'm one of the visionaries.
Onda su mi dali čitavu klupu.
And they gave me the entire bench just for myself.
Ali zašto vam to
But
govorim?
why I'm saying you this?
Šta mislite da sam ja bila jedna nevjernica?
What would you feel? What would you think that would happen if I was one of the non-believers?
I da prvi put ulazim u crkvu.
And that I'm entering the church for the first time.
A unutra su oni koji kažu da poznaju ljubav Božju.
And inside are the ones that claim they know the love of God.
A mene čekaju na taj način.
And they approach me and they waited me in such way.
Da li bih ja više ikad ušla u crkvu?
Would I ever be entering the church again?
I čija bi to bila odgovornost?
And whose responsibility would that be?
To je ono što Gospa želi reći.
And that is something that Our Lady tries to say,
Mi
wants to
svi
say.
možemo naučiti lijepo pričati,
We all can learn how to speak nice.
ali Gospa želi da naš život priča,
But Our Lady wants our lives to speak instead.
da se vidi u nama da pokušamo živjeti ljubav Božju.
That on our example, it can be shown that we're trying to live the love of God.
U ovim ukazanjima u Međugorju
In these apparitions in Medjugorje,
najvažnija Gospina poruka
the most important message of Our Lady
je sveta misa,
is the Holy Mass.
ali ne samo nedjeljom.
But not just on Sundays.
Kad smo mi bili djeca na početku ukazanja,
When we were kids at the beginning of apparitions,
ona je jedan put rekla,
she said on one occasion,
ako trebate da birate
if you had to choose
između viđenja mene i svete mise,
between the apparition or the Holy Mass,
uvijek izaberite svetu misu.
Holy Mass is the one that you should choose always.
Jer za vrijeme svete mise
Because during the Holy Mass,
moj sin je s vama.
my son is present with you.
U svim ovim godinama ukazanja
Throughout all of these years of apparitions of Our
Gospa
Lady,
nikada nije rekla,
Our Lady never said,
molite i ja ću vam dati.
pray and I'm gonna give.
Ona uvijek kaže,
She always says,
molite da mogu moliti svoga sina za vas.
pray so that I can pray and ask my son for you.
Uvijek je Isus na prvom mjestu.
That Jesus is always at the first place.
Mnogi hodočasnici kad dođu u Međugorje
Many pilgrims when they come over to Medjugorje
misle da su mi vidioci važni,
think that us visionaries that we are important.
da je dosta reći nama
that it's enough to say something to us,
da Bog nas sluša više nego ostale,
that God listens to us more than others,
a takvo razmišljanje je pogrešno.
but that thinking is wrong.
Jer za Gospu kao za majku
Because for Our Lady as a mother,
nema privilegovanih.
they are not the privileged ones.
Mi smo svi za nju njena djeca.
For her, we are all her dear children.
Nas je izabrala
She chose us
da kaže poruke preko nas,
to say the messages through us.
ali je izabrala svi u vas,
But she chose every single of you,
jer to je i rekla u poruci od 1. 2. januara.
because that is something that she said in one of the messages of the 2nd of January.
Ona je rekla, draga djeco,
She said, dear children,
ja sam vas pozvala,
I've invited you.
otvorite svoje srce,
Open your hearts.
pustite me da uđem,
Let me in
da mogu napraviti svoje apostole od vas.
so that I can make my apostles from you.
Znači, svi imamo istu važnost za našu majku.
So we've got the same importance in the eyes of our Holy Mother.
Nema onih koje sluša više, koje sluša manje.
There are no ones that she listens to more or less.
Ja sam to naučila na samom početku ukazanja.
I've learned it at the very beginning of apparitions.
Jer vi ste čuli da ja kažem moja baka, moji ujaci,
You've heard when I said my uncle, my grandmother,
jer ja sam jedina od nas 6 vidioca
because I'm the only one of us 6 visionaries
koja nije rođena i odrasla ovdje.
that hasn't been born or grown up here.
Moji roditelji su odavde,
My parents are from here,
ali kad su se vjenčali otišli su živjeti u Sarajevo.
but when they got married, they moved over to Sarajevo.
Tako da sam se ja rodila i odrasla s njima.
So I was born and raised there.
I ovdje sam uvijek dolazila,
I've been coming here always
jer ovdje mi je bio ostatak obitelji.
because the rest of my family was here.
Ali kad su počela ukazanja,
But when the apparition started,
kako su komunisti htjeli sve zaustaviti,
since the communists wanted to stop everything,
mene su na silu vratili u Sarajevo.
I was taken by force and returned back to Sarajevo.
Ja nisam sada u ovoj zoni,
Here where you are now at this zone,
ovdje su svi Hrvati,
it's just populated with Croatians,
a Hrvati su katolici.
and Croatians are Catholic.
Ovdje je i policija bila hrvatska.
Here the communist police was Croatian,
I oni kad su nas odvodili na ispitivanje,
and when they would take us for interrogations,
oni su se derali, psovali,
they yelled, they sweared at us,
ali ništa drugo.
but nothing else.
Ali u Sarajevu
But in Sarajevo,
situacija je bila mnogo drugačija.
situation was completely different.
Jer u Sarajevu su bili pravi komunisti
Because in Sarajevo there were true communists
i većina muslimani.
and mainly Muslims.
Oni su dolaze svaki dan u moju kuću,
They would come every single day to my house.
razrušili bi po kući
They would destroy everything around,
i mene bi odvodili sa sobom.
and they would take me with themselves.
Ja sam imala samo 15 godina
I was just 15 back then,
i nisam nikada znala da li ću se vratiti.
and I never knew if I'm gonna ever return back
I
home.
ja sam mislila mene će Gospa pomoći.
I thought that Our Lady gonna help me,
Međutim, kad bih imala ukazanja,
but when I would have apparitions,
ona bi mi rekla iste stvari kao i njima ovdje.
she would tell me the exact same things as she would say to the visionaries that were present here,
A ništa o meni i o mojoj
but
situaciji.
nothing regarding me or my situation.
Ne moram vam reći kako sam se sama osjećala.
I don't have to tell you how alone and abandoned I felt,
Jer njih 5 je ovdje bilo zajedno,
because 5 of them, they were here together,
u selu koje ih voli i podržava.
in the village that loves them, that supports them.
A ja sam u Sarajevu imala samo roditelje i brata.
But in Sarajevo, I only had my parents and my brother.
Svi su ostali morali se udaljiti od nas.
Everyone else had to take, they had to separate, distance themselves from us. Sorry.
Međutim, kroz molitvu ja sam shvatila.
But throughout the prayer, I understood,
Za Boga, za Gospu nema privilegovanih.
for God, for Our Lady, there are no privileged ones.
Ako ti je teško,
If you're having hard time,
uzmi krunicu i moli.
take rosary and pray.
I Bog te neće ostaviti sam.
And God's not gonna leave you alone.
Kad sam to osjetila u svom srcu,
When I felt it in my heart,
sve što je dolazilo podnosila sam sa mnogo više snage.
everything that came, everything that struck me, I was able to deal with far more strength.
A isto tako sad u Međugorju,
Also now in Medjugorje,
mnogo puta mi dođu reći,
many times people come to say,
ja sam ozdravio, ozdravila,
I've had a healing,
ja sam upoznao ljubav Božju.
I got to know the love of God.
Mnogi od tih ljudi ja nisam znala.
Many of those people I've never met in my lives.
Znači nisam ja molila za njih.
So I was not the one that prayed for them.
Oni su imali otvoreno srce.
They had opened hearts.
Oni su molili pomoć majčinu.
They asked for mother's help.
I ona je molila svoga sina za njih.
And she prayed her son, she asked her son for them.
Ja vam to govorim da bih vam rekla.
I'm telling you this to make you understand.
Kad trebate Gospu, našu majku,
When you need Our Lady, our mother,
vi ne trebate vidioce.
you don't need visionaries.
Vi trebate samo otvoreno srce.
The only thing you need is open heart.
Jer Gospa kaže otvorite svoje srce
Because Our Lady says, open your heart
i ja ću biti s vama.
and I'll be with you.
Znači samo zavisi od nas.
So it's just up to us
Kako želimo majku uz nas.
how we want the mother with us to be at our side.
Gospa traži molitvu u obiteljima.
Our Lady asks for prayer in families.
Ona kaže da ništa ne može ujediniti obitelji kao zajednička
She
molitva.
says there is no thing that could unite family as the prayer together.
I ona kaže da je velika odgovornost koju roditelji imaju ispred svoje djece.
And she says that it's a great responsibility that parents have in front of their children.
Jer oni su ti koji trebaju staviti korijene vjere u svoju djecu.
Because they are the ones that should put the roots of faith in their children.
A to mogu zajedničkom molitvom
And they can, if they pray together
i ako idu na svetu mis.
and if they go to Holy Mass.
Jer mi ne možemo djeci govoriti o važnosti svete mise
Because we can talk to children about the importance of the Holy Mass
ako ne vide da je za nas na prvom mjestu.
if they don't see that for us that the Holy Mass is at the first place.
Ne možemo govoriti o važnosti molitve
We can't speak about the importance of prayer
ako ne vide nas da molimo.
if they don't see us praying.
Zato Gospa kaže da roditelji imaju odgovornost.
That is why Our Lady says that the parents have great responsibility.
Jer djeca čine samo ono što vide u kući.
Because the children do just the things they see in their homes, in their
A
families.
vide mnogo.
And they see a lot.
Mnogo više nego što mi mislimo.
Way more than we think.
Ja uvijek dam simpatičan primjer iz moje obitelji.
I always like to give this nice example from my family.
Kad je moja starija kćerka Marija imala samo 2 godine,
When my older daughter Marja was just 2,
ja joj nisam govorila o kazanjima.
I haven't talked to her about the apparitions.
Jer mislila sam da s 2 godine zaista ne može razumjeti.
Because I thought that at the age of 2, she's really not able to comprehend anything.
Ali jedan dan dok se igrala sa svojom prijateljicom u sobi,
But one day, when she was playing with her friend in her room,
ja sam čula ovu drugu malecku da kaže:
I've heard this little friend of hers saying,
moja mama vozi auto,
my mother drives a car.
a kako ja ne vozim,
And since I'm not driver,
Marija je malo šutila,
Maria was silent for a moment,
onda je rekla:
but then she said,
strašna stvar voziti auto.
big thing to drive a car.
Moja mama priča s Gospom svaki dan.
My mother talks to Our Lady every single day.
Znači, bez da sam ja išta rekla,
Without me saying anything,
ona je shvatila.
she understood.
Zato je važno da djeca vide
That is why it's important for children to see
da je za majku i oca Bog na prvom mjestu.
that for mother and father, God is at the first place.
Gospa traži da postimo
Our Lady asks from us to fast.
o kruhu i vodi srijedu i petak.
Bread and water, Fridays and Wednesdays.
Ona ne traži post od onih koji su bolesni.
She's not asking fasting from the people that are ill.
Ona kaže da će oni kroz molitvu shvatiti što drugo mogu napraviti.
She said that through prayer they will understand what are other things they could do.
Ali ako vi niste nikada postili 2 dana u tjednu,
But if you never fasted for 2 days a week,
ako niste nikada molili krunicu svaki dan,
if you never prayed rosary every day,
ja bih vam preporučila da počnete kako je Gospa počela s nama.
I would suggest you to start the way Our Lady started with us.
Prva stvar koju je tražila
First thing she asked
bilo je 7 očenaša, Zdravo Marija, Slava Otcu i vjerovanje.
were 7 Our Fathers, Hail Marys, Glory be, and Creed.
Ona je tražila prvi dio krunice
Then she asked for a first part of
i
rosary
da postimo petak.
and that we fast on Fridays.
Isto tako ne morate vi početi odmah u kruhu i vodi.
Also, it's not necessary that you start straight away with bread and water.
Možete se, na primjer, odreći mesa,
You can just not eat meat on Fridays.
jer katolici nikad petkom nisu jeli meso.
Because Catholic people never ate meat on Fridays.
To može biti jedan početak.
That can be a beginning.
Poslije nekog vremena Gospa je tražila drugi dio krunice,
After a while, Our Lady asked for a second part of rosary.
onda treći dio
And then third,
i da postimo srijedu.
and that we fast on Wednesdays as well.
Išla je korak po korak.
She was going step by step.
To bi bio jedan primjer svima nama.
That would be an example to all of us.
Bitno je poći sa njom.
What is important is to go with her.
Kad padneš,
When you fall,
ona će ti dati ruku da se podigneš.
she will give you the hand to get up.
Bitno je početi koračati sa našom majkom.
It's important to start walking with her.
I ja bih preporučila vama ovdje sa mnom što ste,
And I would recommend you all present here with me.
nemojte ovdje počinjati postiti.
Don't start fasting here.
Kad se vratite kući,
Once you get back home,
onda počnete.
then you start.
Jer ja ne bih htjela da se nekom od vas zamanta,
Because I don't want any of you to get dizzy,
pogotovo sada,
especially now.
ko će vas voziti u bolnicu.
Who's gonna take you to hospitals with this
A kad se
corona
sve
paranoia?
Bogu hvala, nemamo je još.
Thank God it's not present here yet,
Ali to je moja sestrinski savjet.
but that is my sisterly advice.
Počnite svojim kućama.
Start at your homes.
Mi ćemo ovdje pripremiti jednostavnu hranu
We're gonna prepare simple food here,
i bitno je da nešto jedete.
and it's important for you to eat something.
Gospa traži isto tako Bibliju u obiteljima.
Our Lady also asked for Holy Bible in families.
Ona kad meni da poruku,
When she gives me a message,
ona je meni ne objašnjava.
she does not explain it to me.
Ona je meni da na isti način kao i ja vama.
She gives me the message in the very same way I'm giving it to you.
I ja trebam kao i svi vi
And I need, like every single of you,
moliti,
pray,
čitati poruku
read the message,
i pokušati shvatiti šta Bog želi od mene.
and try to comprehend what is God wanted, what's God wanted from me.
Vi koji pratite ove poruke svakog drugog u mjesecu,
The ones that been following the messages on the every second of the month,
mogli ste vidjeti da su dosta duge.
you could notice that they're quite long.
Ja je se sjećam točno kako je Gospa rekla,
I remember it exactly the way Our Lady said it,
samo 2-3 minute poslije ukazanja.
just for 2-3 minutes afterwards.
Zato uvijek na plavom križu,
That is why always at the Blue Cross,
čim nas Gospa ostavi,
as soon as Our Lady leaves us,
ja kažem poruku,
I tell the message.
da je napišu.
So they write it down.
Jer kad se vratim u svoju sobu moliti,
Because when I return to my room to pray,
ja mogu reći o čemu je govorila,
I can tell you what she talked about,
ali ne mogu više ponoviti od riječi do
but
riječi.
I'm not able to repeat it word by word.
I ja trebam poslije napisanu poruku
And I need a written message
i ja
myself
čitam i molim
later
kao
on.
što sam već rekla.
And I read and pray, as I said earlier.
Tako isto kad Gospa kaže vratite Bibliju,
And that is also when Our Lady says, returned Bible.
Ja mislim da mi svi imamo Bibliju,
I think that we all have Bible.
a mislim da Gospa želi jednostavnu stvar,
But I think that Our Lady wants a simple thing.
da je otvorimo svaki dan,
To open it every single day.
da pročitamo 2-3 rečenice,
To
nije bitno
read,
koliko,
to read a line or two, no matter how.
ali da je Biblija prisutna u našoj obitelji.
But that the Bible is present in our families.
A ne da samo kažemo da imamo Bibliju,
And not that it's not there just for us to say we've got it.
a ne sjećamo se kad smo je dirnuli zadnji put.
And we don't remember when we touched it the last time.
A u Bibliji su odgovori koje mi tražimo.
And in Bible there are the answers that we seek.
Mnogi hodočasnici misle da je za mene poslije toliko godina normalno imati ukazanje.
Many pilgrims think that after this many years, for me, it's a normal thing to have an apparition.
Da sam se navikla,
That I'm used to it.
ali moram reći da nije tako.
But I gotta tell you that that's not the case.
Svaki put je kao prvi put.
Every time is like first time.
Svaki put se pripremam sa postom i molitvom,
Every time I prepare myself with the fasting and prayer.
2-3 dana prije postim,
2-3 days before I fast.
a noć prije provedem u molitvi.
And the night before I spend in prayer.
Jer samo kroz molitvu mogu mirno čekati sutradan.
Because just through prayer I can wait for tomorrow in a peaceful way.
Ja kad sam s Gospom,
When I'm with Our Lady,
ja mislim da se tako osjećaju oni koji su u raju.
I think that that's the feeling that the ones that are in heaven have.
Ona je ta koja vodi naš razgovor,
She's the one that leads our conversation,
ne ja.
not me.
Ja osjetim u sebi što mogu pitati, što ne mogu.
I can feel within what I can ask and what I may not.
Ja je nisam nikada dirnula,
I never touched her,
niti ona mene.
nor she touched me.
Ali nisam osjetila ni potrebu,
But I never felt this need to touch her.
jer kad te Gospa gleda,
When Our Lady looks at you,
ti imaš sve.
you've got everything.
Ti se osjećaš voljen, zaštićen.
You feel loved, protected.
Sorry. Zato kažem da nemaš drugih želja.
That is why I say you don't have any other desires.
Ja ću reći jedan primjer.
I will share an example with you.
Sve će me majke razumjeti.
All mothers gonna understand.
I ja sam majka.
I'm mother.
I kao svaka majka dala bi svoj život za svoju djecu.
And as every mother, I would give my life for my children.
Ali kad sam s Gospom,
But when I'm with Our Lady,
ja ih se ne sjećam.
I don't remember them.
Ja uopće ne znam da imam djecu.
I'm not aware of the fact that I've got kids.
Ja samo želim da me ona gleda
I just wanted that she looks at me
i da ja gledam nju.
and that I look at her.
I možete samo zamisliti koja je bol kad me ostavi.
And you can just imagine the pain when she leaves.
Ja odmah kažem poruku
I always say the message
i idem u svoju sobu moliti.
and I go to my room to pray.
I samo kroz molitvu
And just through prayer,
Bog mi pomogne da shvatim
God helps me to comprehend
i da idem naprijed.
and to go forward.
Ali nije lako.
But it's not easy.
Biti s njom
It's not easy to be with her
i onda živjeti ovaj život.
and then live this life of ours.
Da nije Božje pomoći,
If it weren't for the help of God,
ne znam uopće kako bismo mogli.
I don't know how we could make it.
Evo, to je ono što sam ja osobno mislila da je najvažnije.
And these are the things that I personally thought that are the most important.
A sad vi,
And now you
pitajte sve ono što ja nisam rekla.
can ask me all things I didn't say.
Ako znam, odgovorit ću svim srcem.
If I can, I will answer with my entire heart.
Nemojte se ustručavati,
Don't hold back,
jer zato smo se sastali.
because that is why we gather,
Da pričamo o našoj majici.
to talk about our mother.
I just wanted to say thank you because you suffer so much for all of us.
Meni je malo neugodno kad meni kažu hvala.
I feel a bit uncomfortable when people say
Jer Gospa nas uči
because Our Lady has been teaching us
da smo mi ispod ostalih,
that we are underneath everyone else
a ne da smo mi važni.
and not that we are above. or
Pogledaj mene i
especially
tebe.
irrelevant. Look at me and you.
Ja sam ovdje.
I'm here.
A ti si ostavila svoju kuću, svoju zemlju.
And you left your house, your country behind.
Usprkos koroni,
Despite
usprkos
coronavirus,
svemu,
despite everything,
ti si došla majci.
you came to your mother.
Pa ne znam ko bi kome trebao reći hvala.
So I'm not really sure that you're the one to thank me.
Easy to see you suffer. Lots.
Pa
Lots
mislim
more
da
than
mi svi patimo
I think that we all suffer
kad vidimo one koji ne žele upoznati ljubav Božju.
when we see the ones that don't want to get to know the love of God,
Jer mi znamo šta ih čeka.
because we know what is there waiting for them.
Možemo se samo uzdati u Božju ljubav.
We can just trust into the love of God.
Mislim da će nas on suditi po ljubavi,
I think that He's going to judge us by love,
ne kako smo zaslužili.
not the way we earned.
Poliš mi? Ali vidi, ovo je meni Međugorje.
This is Medjugorje for me.
Kad vidiš Amerikanci, Poljaci,
When you see Americans, Canadians, Polish,
svi pričamo o jednoj majci.
we all speak about one same mother.
To je ono što ugostov Međugorju uči.
That is what Our Lady here in Medjugorje has been teaching us.
Mam pytanie. Jak rozumiesz modlitwę sercem właśnie? Chodzi mi o otwarcie serca. Właśnie, bo niektórzy mówią, że podczas różańca powinniśmy rozważać tajemnice, inni, żeby się skupiać na tym, jak wypowiadamy słowa Zdrowaś Mario.
Sorry.
On the beginning I understand.
Same here.
He asked how you remind when you pray in your heart.
I understand. I will try to explain.
Okay.
Gospa kaže molite srcem.
Our Lady says, pray with your heart.
I ja ću reći kako sam to ja razumjela.
And I'm gonna share with you the way I understood it.
Za mene molitva srcem
For me, prayer with the heart
je da svaka riječ koja
is that every word
koja
that
izlazi iz mojih usta
comes out of my mouth
prođe kroz moje srce.
goes through my heart.
Na primjer,
For example,
ako kažem Oče naš,
if I say, Our Father,
da ja u svom srcu osjetim
that in my heart I feel
da je Bog moj Otac.
that the God is my Father.
Znači da živim ono što govorim.
So that basically that I'm living the things I'm saying.
Ali ja bih vam kao sestra preporučila,
But as a sister, I would suggest you,
nemojte gubiti vrijeme
don't waste your time
sudeći svoju molitvu.
judging your prayer.
Za mene je bitno pokušavati moliti bolje.
For me, it's important that you try to pray better.
Jer
Ona bude pravu jednu maču.
samo ligove. Jer niko od nas ne može reći
Because not a single of us can say,
ja molim kako Bog želi,
I pray the way God wants.
ja činim sve kako Bog želi.
I'm doing everything the way God wants.
Ja se bojim takvih ljudi.
I'm afraid of those people.
Tu nešto nije u redu.
There's something wrong in that case.
Mi svi pokušavamo.
We all try.
A koliko smo uspjeli,
How successful?
to će Bog prosuditi.
That's the God's gonna judge that.
Za mene je bitno pokušavati moliti bolje.
For me, it's important that we all try to pray better.
Do you think Our Lady would allow you to come to Canada?
We often wonder.
Thank you. Za Gospu ne postoji Kanada, Amerika.
Yeah, for Our Lady, there's no such thing as Canada, America.
Ona samo kaže draga djeca.
She only thing she says is dear children.
Tako isto u svim ovim godinama ukazanja,
So in all of these years of apparitions,
ona nikad nije rekla dragi Hrvati.
She never said, dear Croatians.
Ona nikada nije rekla moje ime.
She never said my name.
Ona kaže draga djeco.
She says, dear children. Anyone else? Come on, don't be shy. You were full of questions yesterday. All the things that you asked me, now you got a wonderful opportunity.
Now, if you remember something, we can talk also today, no problem. You remember, I will be with you during the lunch. Are you here eating lunch today or dinner? Lunch. Lunch, beautiful. I like when I'm here.
Me too.
Because my brother family is also proprietary of this, and they are serving dinner.
Oh.
Ako nemate pitanja,
Okay, if you don't have any more questions.
ja,
What would be the best way to pray or to ask God to know the best way to do His will? Call your own walk of God, knowing that you're trying your best to do the Lord's will in your own life, like a personal discernment.
vidi, to će najbolje shvatiti kroz molitvu.
The best way to comprehend, to understand that is through prayer.
Kad ja trebam nešto odlučiti,
When I need to decide something,
ja uvijek molim.
I always pray.
I razne mogućnosti su ispred mene.
And then there are various options ahead of me.
I tek kad osjetim mir,
And just when I feel the peace,
znam da sam dobro odlučila.
I know that I made a good call.
Uvijek molim Boga da me vodi.
I always ask from God to guide me, to lead me.
Jer sama ne mogu ništa,
Because by myself, I'm not able to do anything.
a sa njim mogu sve.
But with Him, I can do everything.
We're all in awe. We can feel the presence, we just know that God is with you and with us, and thank you for that.
Gospa je uvijek s nama,
Our Lady is always with us
ako je mi zovemo.
if we call her.
Jedna majka na zemlji
One mother on earth,
nikada neće okrenuti leđa svojoj djeci.
she'll never turn her back to her children.
A možete zamisliti tek naša nebeska
And
majka.
can you just imagine our Heavenly Mother?
Dosta je reći da je želimo i da nam treba.
It's enough to say that we want her and that we need her.
A to što je ona s nama,
And the fact that she's with us,
kako je rekla mnogo puta u porukama,
as she said in her numerous messages,
to što sam s vama pokazuje koliko vas Bog ljubi.
the fact that I'm with you shows you how much God loves you,
Jer to je sve Božje, da nam pokaže pravi put.
to show us the true path.
Na nama je da odgovorimo.
And it's up to us to reply, to respond.
Meni je bilo simpatično od Fraslavka Barbarića.
There's this nice anecdote with Father Slavko.
Ja ne znam da li se vi sjećate Fraslavka.
I don't know, have any of you met or remember Father
To
Slavko?
je njegova slika.
That's his picture over there.
On je bio ujko od moga muža.
He was an uncle of my husband.
Bili smo, svaki dan smo se viđali
We saw each other every single day.
i jedan put mi je rekao,
And on one occasion he told me,
došla mu je jedna gospođa
one lady approached him
i rekla mu je, ja kad molim,
and she told him, when I pray,
moje misli stalno negdje idu,
my thoughts always go somewhere.
šta misliš veličasni ti?
What do you think, Father?
On je njoj ovako rekao,
And he answered to her, he said,
te probleme
those problems
nemaju oni koji ne mole.
don't have the ones that don't pray.
Znači, inzistiraj.
So insist.
možemo završiti sa Zdravom Marijom
We can finish with Hail Mary.
i ćemo se slikati, on će oni zajedno se uslikati.
In the name of Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Zdravo Marija,
Hail Mary,
milosrdna
Full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Thou among women, blessed is the fruit of thy womb.
sada i na čas smrti naše. Amen. Kraljice mira,
Pray for us.
moli za